It's Operation Babble with Myke Shrews. It's pop culture, music, movies, TV too. It's time to explore life. It's Operation Babble time.
And we're back again.
I was waiting to see who was going to speak first.
I thought you were, then you kind of pulled back. Like, this is getting awkward. One of us has to talk.
I saw you getting closer to the microphone, so I just let you do it. Welcome back, everybody, to Operation Babble, episode 136. Man, we're slacking. Just so everybody does know, we did figure out a schedule. We are going to be releasing every other week at the moment until we can find time to do this every week. So
nothing happens, knock on wood.
Right. So hopefully that we can keep doing this every other week, so you'll get at least 2 episodes a month, unless we start doing some bonus stuff here and there. And I was
everyone
Oh, go on.
Tell Myke not to break anything.
Oh, I mean, when I broke my leg, I was doing the podcast, so that's when it started. So yeah, we'll be doing that, and we might be working on some other shows separate. It might not just be me and Tivis; it might be me and someone else. So we'll see where that hat lands out. Maybe you'll get 2 episodes a week. Who knows? So we'll work through all that stuff.
We got some guests in the works that we're trying to get on. Some new people, some old people. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. And we love to be transparent with everybody. So that's the only reason we're saying this shit. If you're new to the show, welcome. We're transparent as fuck. So yeah, let's
I want to make a joke, but I can't. My brain is so slow today.
That's all right. I pissed my wife off yesterday because we were talking about car accident stuff that she's been in. And I was like, you rear-ended a cop once. And she's like, I barely tapped him because of black ice. I was like, the ice isn't black. I said, the ice is transparent. Like, and she's like, what are you talking about? I was like, it's transparent. The road is black. She got so pissed off.
Before we dive into too much else, what is hanging from your microphone? Is that a Terminator?
That is a Terminator, yes. Without any skin on it, of course. Yeah.
I couldn't tell if it was Terminator or Metallo from the light shining on it.
No, it's a Terminator. I have 2 of them. This one's more banged up, so he's not on the shelf. So I just hung him right there. But yeah. Anyway, real quick to get rid of all the dirty stuff that we got to do.
House cleaning.
House cleaning, yes. You can find us on Facebook and Twitter at Operation Babble. You can also find us on YouTube at the Myke Shrews YouTube channel at the moment. That's MYKESHREWS. And that's where all the video content goes at the moment, until we decide to actually build a YouTube channel and everything like that. And as far as social media goes, I think that's about it. You can also join if you're on Facebook, because I know only boomers are on Facebook anymore, but we're on there, so we're boomers. So hey, welcome. You can join the Operation
I'm a
Babble.
millennial and I'm proud, damn it.
You can join the Operation Babble Facebook group as well. All these links are in the descriptions of wherever you're at, either above us or below us, depending, or above or below, depending on where you're watching or listening to. Sorry. So yeah. And I am Gen Y, not a millennial. Thank you very much.
God, you're old.
As in, why in the hell are we still doing this show? No. Yes. One more thing. You can also email us questions or to try and get onto the show or anything like that at operationbabble@outlook.com. And you can also message us on social media too, if you want to, or add us on Twitter and tell us that we're douchebags or something like that. I don't care.
Yeah, I'm pretty active in the Facebook group.
Yeah.
Myke's usually busy, but I'm there.
I'm starting to get more stuff in there, so it's coming. But we're always looking for more conversation, more people's opinions. Opinion is awesome. I love hearing other people's point of views on different things. So as long as you're open to listening to other people's points of views. So that's the big thing. With that said, we today are actually going to be talking about our top 5 because Operation Babble has done a lot of list episodes in the past, and it has been a good at least year or so since we've done one.
Yeah.
And so we're going to do our top 5 DC live action shows, DC Comics, anyways, live action shows. And we're going to just go off with that. And hopefully we'll get some cool conversation out of this chat today.
Well, before we jump into that, have you seen anything recently that stuck out to you?
As far as what? Like news,
movies,
or content,
shows, whatever.
I still have yet to talk about the Batman publicly, but I have seen.
By the time you get to it, I'll have watched it.
I know everyone. It'll be on HBO Max by the time we ever get to actually recording that episode with Austin Mosier, one of our infamous guests. I think he was one of my first guests that I did solo. Yeah. So as far as anything I've watched, I'm watching Bridgerton right now. Season 2, sorry.
I've heard good things about that show.
I enjoyed season 1, so season 2, it's interesting. I'm trying to figure out how they're going to make this certain thing work in it, but we'll get to it. And other than that, I rewatched Scream again, the new one, and I really haven't been doing a whole lot of content watching. I had guests in town last week, so that kind of they kind of took over my TV with reality TV, and I don't watch that shit.
Wrong with Wipeout?
No, it wasn't Wipeout. I can't think of anything that I have not yet to watch Moon Knight, and I know you have.
Yeah.
And I have not watched it yet. We're still trying to find time to do that. Because we usually watch those as a family, all the Marvel content, at least the first time we watch it. So, what have you been watching, dude? Besides,
well, I've been loving the hell out of the Halo show.
Oh yeah.
2 episodes in now. Well, when this is out, there'll be a third one.
So they're weekly on Halo as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just how I like them weekly. Toonami had its giant anniversary. It just passed 25 years.
Yeah. Didn't they just merge with somebody?
Well, Warner Brothers, they're merging with Discovery.
Okay. That's what it is.
Yeah. That celebration was cool, but mostly it's been running for 10 years straight as of April 1st. Like what television block do you know that has lasted 10 years and is still going strong? Like consecutively.
As long when you say television block, what do you mean? Like
TGIF or
okay.
Animation Domination or
Fox Kids lasted a long time.
Fox Kids, yeah.
That lasted at least all of the 90s, I feel. And early into the 2000s.
That one lasted 12 years.
Yeah.
See? Yeah, so it's rare though to hit that long.
TGI Fridays not TGIF not still going? Did they not do that on ABC anymore?
No, that ended in 2003.
With all the good TV. No.
That's not true. There's a ton of really good sitcoms on right now.
Boy Meets World ended. What are we talking about? Come on. That shit should have ended a long time ago. Boy Meets World and Sabrina were the last 2 good things they had on there.
No, the middle was real good.
What's the middle?
Got Neil Flynn.
Oh, I never watched that shit. Yeah.
Oh, dude, it's such a good show.
I gave up on so many different they claim they're sitcom shows, but like the style is not my style of sitcom, so I just gave up on them. Like Modern Family, I have yet to watch that, and I know, like, I hear good things about it, and I've seen clips, and I was like, oh, the clip makes me kind of want to watch it, but at the same time, I'm just like, it's just not my style. I don't like how Modern Family is like a mockumentary type shit. I'm just like, I'm not into that.
You didn't like The Office or Parks and Rec?
I like Parks and Rec. That's the thing. I didn't care. I didn't watch The Office. I've with The Office, the most I know is whatever I've seen in clips and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only reason I know some of the characters' names. And but Parks and Rec, I loved Parks and Rec, and I got into that one. But like, there's certain ones I just can't. For some reason, I just can't do it. I don't know why. Maybe it's just the content. Maybe I just don't get into the content, or I don't know.
Maybe.
Which is going to be interesting when we talk about our top 5. Because you'll probably see why. Maybe.
The only other thing that I've really been into is We're Alive, the new series of that, which is it's a free podcast from the mind of Casey Whalen.
Okay.
Amazing writer. It is a zombie story, but it is not like the typical zombie. It actually is engaging and like basically a quick rundown, because it started way back in 2009. Mm-hmm. And this is basically the sequel to that, like just started this week.
Right.
They've had a couple mini series in between to kind of prep people for this one that's just now starting, and also fill in some backstory to things. But the outbreak happens immediately within the first like few episodes. You notice it's not just typical zombie story, because there's some that are intelligent. And by intelligent, I mean they know to not just stand there and get shot.
Yeah.
And that quickly escalates into there's one called the Tattooed Man, which is an incredibly smart one who experiments on his own kind and creates new mutations. It's cool, and the characters are really awesome. If you like audios and you want a good zombie story, like you're tired of The Walking Dead and all the other really subpar stuff, give this a listen. Like I'm serious, it's so good.
Okay. All right. Well, since we last spoke too, 2 shows happened, 2 big award shows for the media. I guess we can't just skim over them, because we are a pop culture podcast.
Did you hear the controversial thing that happened at the Oscars, dude?
No, I didn't.
Sam Jackson got the Lifetime Achievement Award off screen.
Oh, damn.
Presented by Denzel Washington. How do you not put that on TV?
I guess they were just too worried about, making sure there wasn't any, controversial moments on the Oscars, I guess. I don't know. Who knows?
Like, how do you do that to Sam Jackson? That dude is...
But no, the Grammys happened. No one cares about the Grammys, actually, but I was actually very intrigued with the main John Batiste.
I wasn't expecting that.
What?
I was taking a drink.
Oh, John Batiste won. And when he won for, like, I think it was Best Album. He looked shocked. Like, he was like, I shouldn't be winning this. So that was like one of the moments that caught me. I was like, oh, damn. And besides the Grammys, we also had WrestleMania.
I watched it.
Which one was it? 38? Right?
38. Yeah, my wife and I actually tuned in, and it wasn't bad.
Did they do a 2-parter again? Yeah,
I think that's going to be the new norm going forward. It's WrestleMania weekend, basically. We're going to have Fridays be SmackDown and, the Hall of Fame ceremony, which was just The Undertaker this year.
Yeah, it was just The Undertaker.
Then we got WrestleMania Part 1 on Saturday and Part 2 on Sunday.
Yeah, which we had Mr. Cody Rhodes showed up.
Oh, my God, yeah.
Debuting back into the WWE. And
the first one to jump ship from AEW, and a founder, no less.
Yeah. And then we had Stone Cold return to ring. I was gonna reprise the character,
which he kind of did, you know.
Yeah. So he got to return for, is it one last match? Is that what they said?
Yep. He showed up to be on the main event of WrestleMania, which was going to be a talk show, because that's the WWE thing to do. And then that turned into a match between him and Kevin Owens.
Imagine
no holds barred match.
Just imagine if Roddy Piper never would have, started that shit. All these freaking wrestlers would be doing it.
Dude, there was some heat that came out from her. She was furious with Vince McMahon.
Who? His daughter?
Roddy Ronda.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you said Roddy Piper.
Yeah, Roddy.
I'm thinking Ronda Rousey.
No, because I don't think about
she
her.
She comes out in his jacket and stuff.
When I think about pro wrestling, do I think about Ronda Rousey? No, I don't fucking think about Ronda Rousey.
You should. She's got some natural talent, but
look, she can kick my ass, but she needs to do something about her acting. Like,
I'm actually pretty glad that she's back after hearing about this, though, because they need someone who's not, just a yes man and will stand up to them. They don't solidify their cards until like the night before, and it upsets everyone there. But what are they going to do?
Right.
She was on Ellen DeGeneres earlier this week talking about how she's going to be in the main event, and she should have been. That was a phenomenal match between her and Charlotte. Honestly, the Becky Bianca one was better, but once she found out, it was announced like Friday, they finally figured out they're going to have Stone Cold be in the talk show main event. She went off not knowing what was going on. And I'm like, thank God someone is there with, enough backbone, basically. And yeah. I mean, she can make so much money. If she loses like a WWE contract, you think that's really going to hurt her financially? No, not at all. Which is why I'm glad we have someone there to speak up.
It's like if The Rock ever decided to like shit on the company, he'd be perfectly fine.
Like Brock Lesnar. I'm sure it annoys him, but he doesn't care. He gets $500,000 for every appearance.
He barely shows up anyway. So
exactly.
And that's one, you'll never hear Mark Undertaker complain because he's just not there.
But speaking of Stone Cold, did you hear about the Night 2 appearance?
I did not. I didn't see anything from Night 2 actually.
Oh, dude, there was a match between football fans will know him, Pat McAfee, and Vince McMahon's new prodigy, Austin Theory. Mm-hmm. Who they're trying to turn into the next face of the company. And honestly, he's talented enough. He can do it. It's going to take some time to get there. Roman Reigns is obviously.
When you say the next face, like when I think faces, I'm like John Cena still.
He's going to be the next, like, Hulk Hogan,
The Rock, John Cena, shit like
John
that.
Cena, Lex Luger, they want him to be the guy.
Yeah.
Not right now because Roman Reigns is going like really strong still. Like people resonate with that guy for a reason.
Yeah.
And
he's picking up steam for sure. He's doing a lot better.
Yeah. But after the match, Vince McMahon was there ringside. He got into the ring to beat up Pat McAfee and won a match against him.
Wait, Vince did?
Vince had a match. It was not a great match.
Like 80 some years old, ain't
he? Yeah. But after he got done beating up Pat, he's only 76. Stone Cold's music started. He came down, shared a beer with him, stunned him. And it was a terribly botched stunner. But what are you going to do? Vince McMahon is a frail old man. So it even, Austin realized it was bad, but he just laughed it off and was, cheering with the crowd.
Yeah. That's funny. Yeah, I mean, they were probably just trying to, recapture that 90s shit,
Yeah,
really
the old rivalry.
all old. Yeah. So that's pretty cool that they tried to do that at least. So.
It was a really cool thing. If you can just, look it up when you get a chance.
And I feel like with Undertaker finally being, Hall of Famed, he's out now. Yeah. Triple H retired from in-ring. I think that
forced to, unfortunately.
WWE is now getting away from all the 90s guys. They're like, okay, we gotta.
You'd think that. But now there's rumors that Austin may be coming on tour with them to Saudi. Apparently, they want to kill him now.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that if I was him.
No, I wouldn't either.
He makes so much more money doing other shit, so it doesn't. I don't think that he would. They can want.
I hope not.
Yeah,
they rely too much on the old. This is my big complaint with WWE and why it kind of drove me away, aside from all the scandals with Vince and why he's a piece of shit. But they're not future-proofing the company. They're trying to recapture the old viewers. Mm-hmm. You can't survive without growth.
Yeah.
You need new eyes. You need fresh, viewers, young,
and the thing with that is too, is like, even back in the 90s, they did it all the time. They would bring like Sergeant Slaughter in, all those guys. The older guys would still be there. And they kept coming in and doing some random.
That was one of the major reasons why they ended up overtaking WCW, because WCW they had all of the named people. They had Scott Hall, rest in peace, Kevin Nash, Hulk Hogan, all of the Bret Hart, Ric Flair, named wrestlers that people knew. So people tuned in for that. While Vince went with all younger people, Shawn Michaels, Scotty 2 Hotty, Triple H.
I think not Triple H. Vince also, they grabbed up a lot of legacy children too when they were
Randy
doing
Orton.
All that shit. Because you had like Randy Orton. I mean, fucking The Rock is legacy.
Randy, I guess, came after, but he's a legacy.
Randy was a lot later, yeah. Because even Rhodes is legacy 2 times because his brother too. Well,
Dustin came. He was Gold Dust.
Gold Dust was legacy and shit like that. So you had a lot of those guys coming in too that knew how to work the shit too. And then you had like a lot of charismatic people like Triple H when he first started out. I mean, like, the dude loves the industry. I feel really sucky that he can't do any in-ring anymore for him.
Yeah.
Because he loves it so much. But at the same time, it's like we do have to move on. And, I'd rather him retire than end up like some of the other wrestlers out there who have either passed on or just have gone crippled.
I feel like he should have retired after his Batista match at WrestleMania a few years ago, honestly, because, he's slowing down. He's better behind the scenes.
To be honest, I think that when him and Taker had their big WrestleMania match, where I think it was the first time John Cena and The Rock fought at that same WrestleMania, because I was there. That should have been their retirement for both of those guys. Triple H and Taker should just retire there on the highest note, on top still, and everything. That would have been like, as somebody who's, retrospectively, it's like that would have been your high point to retire on.
Yeah, but then who would be breaking the Undertaker's streak?
Don't need to. We didn't need to in the first place. Anyways,
no, you didn't.
I digress. Besides WrestleMania and the Grammys, of course, we did have the Oscars a few weeks back. And I just want to shout out that Coda won for Best Picture, and Jessica Chastain won for Best Actress, and Will Smith won for Best Actor. And I just wanted to shout those 3 top ones out because with all the shit that is out there, everyone has seen it. We're not talking about it. There's a lot of crap from the Oscars and nobody remembers who the fuck won the awards. So I just want to remind people, awards were given and people won them. So
and Wanda Sykes was a host.
There was three hosts. It was Wanda Sykes.
Yeah, I know, but Wanda Sykes was the one that
one chick
I cared about. Are you talking about the not funny comedian or?
Yeah, the not funny one. I don't remember her name. What is her name now?
Amy Schumer.
Amy Schumer, yes. And then of course we had Regina Hall, I believe it was.
Wanda Sykes is the only name that was like, ooh.
Yeah. So it was a good show. I thought that there was a lot of good awards handed out that night, a good talent and shit like that.
Had a good moment with Lady Gaga.
Yeah, Lady Gaga and oh shit, I'm losing my voice already. I'm sorry. Shit. Who was it? I'm blanking now.
Minnelli?
Liza Minnelli, yes, thank you.
Yeah.
They had a really good moment on stage together. Well, not like it was a sweet moment, I should say. A moment that should be being talked about everywhere. Where
it didn't come up when I Googled it. That's how it's not being talked about.
Yeah, it's just not being talked about that much. Liza Minnelli and Lady Gaga were presenting an award, and Liza she couldn't remember some stuff. She just has a lot of issues right now and everything. And it was very sweet. Like Lady Gaga was just like, yeah, I got you. We'll take care. Didn't try to like overshadow her at all, but was also being kind and considerate and helping her through the entire ordeal on stage there, because it is, of course, live, as we all know. I thought that was a great moment, and it should definitely be talked about more than some of the other specific moments that everyone keeps fucking talking about. So, yeah. Other than those three major things over the last weekends, I don't think there was anything major in media news as far as I can remember.
Well, I mean, it's Monthbius, but
Morbius is out. I actually am gonna try to go see it. We'll see.
I'm enjoying looking at the reviews. I expect it to be dumb, but when I hear that it's dumber than Venom, I get worried. Venom. I like Venom, but I recognize that it's a step back for comic movies.
Yeah.
And I enjoy it for that reason.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I do want to watch it because before I read any reviews on it, because I'm just like, I really don't care what reviewers ever say. Like, I'll watch some reviewers, but that's just because I'm friends with those people, just to be nice and be like, okay, cool. And I'll always do it after I have watched the content that they're talking about too. So sometimes I'm a few months behind on their videos, and then I'll message them like, hey, great video, dude. I'm like, which one? It's like the one you did 6 months ago. I finally watched it. There was another movie I have seen though. It's called X, just X. And it is a horror movie. I'm trying to give a good description about it without ruining it. It's like it's like a horror porno almost. If that makes sense. It's in theaters. Here's the quick little synopsis. In 1979, a group of young filmmakers set out to make an adult film in rural Texas. But when their reclusive elderly hosts catch them in the act, the cast finds themselves fighting for their lives. So they are
based on that Airbnb where they got caught filming.
Maybe. But it's wicked. As I've previously said, Mosier has he just recently watched it and texted me after he watched it, and he was like, holy shit, dude, what the fuck? Like, basically. So it's a really good movie. It's done by the A24 Films Studios. So at least they're the ones that are putting it out. Good cast and everything. So yeah. I really thought it was cool. The main lead in it is Mia Goth. She's fucking mesmerizing in the film. stunning and everything. And Jenna Ortega is her name, I think. She is in this movie as well. A lot of people know her for playing a lot of like high school characters and shit like that. So I was very glad because she is of age, but she is the one girl in the film that we do not see naked. And I was very glad for that because she does still play younger characters in other movies. I didn't want that to what's a good word? Salt that, like stain that so that she can't play like a kid again in a movie. So that was very smart on her side and probably the director's side as well. Director being Ty West, he wrote and directed this film, and it was really good. I enjoyed it. It was a nice throwback to like 80s horror almost. Reminded me a little bit of the original Texas Chainsaw, honestly. Minus
not that horrible one.
Minus the fact that they were making a porno in it. So, and they were literally like you literally got to see them making the porno. So think Zach and Miri make a porno meets Texas Chainsaw Massacre. How about that? So yeah, I just thought I'd shout that movie out because I watched it in theaters and I really enjoyed watching that one. So not because of the porn stuff, but because it's an actually like legit good movie, cinematography, everything. Just have to point that out for you freaks.
I have another thing that I really enjoyed watching recently.
Okay.
I watched the 5-part Armageddon crossover event on the Flash. Just last night, actually.
Season that's out, right?
Yeah, it was the last thing from last year. So I'm all caught up on Arrowverse through 2001, including the Supergirl.
And Supergirl finished up last year.
Yeah. So
I finished out Supergirl. I was really happy with how they ended that to an extent. I still don't know they ended the show like, okay, so let's talk about it a little bit.
All right.
And then we'll get into our list real quick. So they end the Supergirl series finale. If you haven't not watched, I'm sorry, about to spoil it, but they end it with her revealing her identity.
Kinda.
No, she fucking reveals her identity. She says that she does in the interview on TV and shit.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's the very last thing she does.
Very last thing. So she reveals her identity to the entire world. This is the same world where Flash takes place, like all these other shows, because if they remember that crossover, Infinite, Crisis on Infinite Earths, put her on the same planet.
Yeah, with Black Lightning.
But she's still there being Supergirl as well. And I'm like, how are we ever going to do these things? Like world-ending events and Supergirl's not going to fucking help? Are you serious? Like, are we just never going to acknowledge this? Like, I know some of the characters show up in the crossover just from images I've seen. But
Supergirl is not in it. I can confirm that.
I know
she's
that.
off-world.
Come on. Really with that shit again?
I mean, she has an excuse, though. She's got family living on another planet.
Okay, Captain Marvel. I was off world. I couldn't help anyone.
She's visiting her mom.
Oh, my mom is more important than the entire universe. Fuck off.
You know what? Batman and Superman weren't in the first Justice League issue because they were off fighting an asteroid.
That's stupid too. That doesn't make it any better.
It happens.
Superman has super hearing. He should be able to hear everything going on.
Well, what's he going to do? Let the asteroid land?
What's Batman going to do to an asteroid?
I think he was doing something else. He was Superman had an excuse. Batman was just being his own. He's like, I'm too busy for this.
Batman's a normal human, though. That's his excuse. It's like, fuck you guys. I don't have any superpowers. Like, I'm taking the day off.
Yeah, he's the most dangerous hero. Yeah,
it's because he knows how to kill them all.
Yeah,
that's the only thing. All right. But anyways, that's like my big thing, though, is like it's still in the same universe and we didn't take her off Earth, I guess, per se. But like every time something happens, they're just going to say she's off Earth then. I'm assuming.
Maybe, unless they can convince her to come back.
Convince her to show up for like a spot or two. Yeah.
Yeah. As far as crossovers go, and it might just be that the last major one we had was Crisis, and I loved that so much, but Armageddon was probably, it's not near the top of them for me.
Yeah. I mean, Crisis, they went all out with like all their guests and everything too. So you really
I
got
would
to
say
see
that this barely would be considered a crossover. I could see why it was only in the Flash.
Right. So it's just through his show, right? Then like you don't have to watch other episodes to watch that.
Nope.
Okay. Yeah. So it's a.
I mean, there's some stub things, like it clearly takes place after the wedding at the end of Supergirl.
Okay. Yeah.
But other than that, you get the idea of what's going on without having to watch anything.
Yeah.
For once.
All right. So I guess I'll get there eventually. I just caught up on all that shit from last year.
This one to give you a good segue into our list.
So yeah. With that said, then I guess let's do our DC list, because I'm sure it should be pretty simple and basic and easy. And if
it was not as easy as I thought it would be, honestly.
It's not. It's really not. So we're going to do now our top 5 DC live action television shows, not movies, not animated shit like that. Just the live action TV shows for DC Comics. Now, I do want to state that my list are my favorites, not the ones that I think are best made necessarily, but my favorites of like what I'll watch more often than anything else. And I did pull up a list. There are apparently 42 complete live action shows, including ones that are still going on for DC. So most of them, CW and HBO Max, but then there's other shows from older times and stuff like that too. So do you want to start? We're going to go 5 to 1 or 5 to 1.
Let's go 5 to 1.
Yeah. 5 to 1. We'll go back and forth then.
All right.
And then we'll discuss it a little bit if we have like, oh, why the hell did you pick that one type of reaction? So, all right.
Do you want to go first?
Sure. Number 5, I picked The Flash, the 1990 TV series. Just because I grew up with it. John Wesley Shipp was like my Flash. I love it every time he shows up on The Flash, or even in spoilers, Stargirl season 2. But yeah, so it's the Flash I grew up on, and the Flash that I remember the most. Hell, I remember freaking when I saw them take what's his name, the actor's name, what Luke
character?
Skywalker,
Mark Hamill.
When they put Mark Hamill in the Flash as his same character from the 90s Flash, I was like, that's freaking awesome, dude.
The trickster.
Yeah. Or did they didn't beat the trickster. He was like the trickster's dad or something. I think he was
the trickster
beforehand.
Not the same character, but
right. But the
playing,
same.
Yeah. Not the exact same, but same persona.
Yeah. But it was a different Earth. That was on Earth too. So, all right. So that's my number 5. I really enjoyed The Flash back in the day. When comic book shows weren't really a big thing either. So
nope.
Yeah.
So for mine, it was a toss up between Smallville and Arrow.
Okay.
And how because Smallville, it ran for 10 seasons. Like, I know it's not as good as Arrow. Like, Arrow is infinitely better.
I have yet to watch Smallville, so I can't say anything on that.
It's got a huge place in, live action comic stuff, because if it wasn't for Smallville, we wouldn't have the Arrowverse and everything, you know. So I really enjoy that show, but Arrow is my number 5 pick because I just have to pick that because I do think it is better.
Yeah.
Smallville has a bit of a slog in the middle. You know, as most shows do when they run for long enough, but
yeah,
the only down season I feel from Arrow is season 3, and I enjoy like pretty much everything else from it.
I'm trying to remember the villain from season 3 of Arrow.
Ray Shulgu.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. It's a little slower in there sometimes,
which is a shame because that was the first season that was running parallel with the Flash, that where they started the whole multiple shows in the same, you know, shared universe.
Well, that's probably why they probably took some of their writers and shit.
Yeah, maybe.
And I actually didn't like that season as much because that's when you really see that they were trying to make him Batman. You're just like, what the fuck are we doing, guys?
Yeah.
Just make Batman already. Just fucking change his name.
You know, that first season, it's still one of the most solid seasons of any superhero show ever. The theme, I just bought the season 2 soundtrack. I've had the season 1 soundtrack since the show began, and I've wanted more. I just started getting them. I love that theme. Like the music to Arrow is probably the best out of any of them.
Yeah.
The score, Stephen Amell, just, you know, what a dude, just out both in character and him as a person. There's just so many reasons why Arrow is, really, if you haven't seen it, you really should.
Yeah. There's only a few things in the whole show that were kind of just like, okay, I can skip this, like, you know.
What makes it not go higher on my list though is it is more of a darker tone compared to some of the other ones I have, and I've always gravitated to more lighthearted things.
Okay. All right.
But I can't deny how much fun I have watching this damn show.
And just as you said, like you are kind of like a tie between that and Smallville. I was kind of on the fence too with the Flash, and I know you don't like it, but Lois and Clark: The New Adventures of Superman with Dean Cain in them. Because I grew up on those shows, so it's like those things. Those are things I can just.
I need to rewatch it because I was a kid at the time, and you know our mental processing changes over time. So maybe I'll enjoy it now. But
the Flash is still, to me, anyways, it's far superior than that was. I just remember both very vividly from childhood, and I know the Flash got me into actually reading the Flash comic books. So that was a cool thing. All right. So are we on number 4 then?
Yeah.
My number 4 is a new show that I've recently started watching. I watched the first season finally, but I had to put Doom Patrol there just because I don't feel the need when I watch this show to sit down and watch 100 episodes at a time. And I think that's a really good trait for a show to like make you, you know, not be bored enough to turn it off, but to have to sit back and relax and think and take some time away from some of the stuff going on and all that. And then when you still come back, you know, it took me maybe 2 months to watch the whole first season. It's only like 11 or 13 episodes or some shit.
Yeah, something like that.
And I was engaged the entire time I was watching it. I didn't forget anything going on. It actually really made me appreciate a character that, fuck them, apparently they killed off. I'll find out when I start watching season 2, but fuck them for killing them off. So, yeah.
And how good is Alan Tudyk? Look, I'm just so excited for what you have in front of you. I just finished season 3, not like last week.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, you got such a wild ride. But Alan Tudyk, dude, how good.
There's only 3 seasons, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm I'm going to take some time before I turn the second season on, because the season finale of season 1 of Doom Patrol left me with so many questions that I just want to relax before I go in there and get pissed off at them for killing off a character that I enjoyed, even though it's not like a normal character, I guess, as everyone else would think of a character. So yeah. I'm trying to be vague for people who haven't watched that show yet, because it's still a newer show.
I mean, it started like a couple of years ago.
Well, I feel ripped off because spoilers for Doom Patrol season 1. I think they should have showed more respect to Danny the Street Man.
Oh, Danny the Street
Deserved more. They deserved better than that.
3 years ago. Oh, that is rather new.
Yeah. So, yeah, it came out right before the COVID shit. So,
yes, I was thinking because Titans was 2018, and that's when the characters, well, Cliff first appeared and the Chief, but
yeah. No, all the characters are in that episode of Titans.
I don't think Kate is.
Jane? Jane's not. No, Jane's not in there. But the other main ones like Cliff,
Rita,
and Larry and Chief are in there.
And Cyborg, what a crazy move to put that into him in Doom Patrol, but it works.
Yeah, it works a lot. It works really well too. And I really enjoy that character. I can't wait to see how they evolve it too.
Mm-hmm.
So
Cyborg has been a favorite of mine since I watched the Teen Titans cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
And like pretty much everything I've consumed with him in it has been he's a likable character.
And I think they did a really cool thing with the booyah thing in there. With how they reference it. Like he's like, when the fuck do I ever say booyah? And then his AI was like, you've said it about 38 times. It's like, okay, I guess I have said it.
Yeah. Snyder. So for my number 4, I went with Gotham.
Okay.
It's a show that I was a bit worried about. It's like we're going to be looking at cops in Gotham dealing with the psychopaths that pre-Batman. And that premise is kind of like, oh, I don't know about this, but it works surprisingly well.
It really does work with Gotham, and it's one element that I enjoyed. And it's also one reason why when I heard that they were going to do like a Gotham PD show for HBO Max, I was like, why? We just fucking did that. Like,
well, not only are we getting that, but we're getting yet another Gotham show for CW.
Oh yeah, they're doing like Gotham Knights or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think HBO changed theirs because Matt Reeves changed it to an Arkham show now instead of a Gotham PD show. So that will be better on that. I'm assuming somewhere someone was like, hey, we can't have like 5 Gotham shows. So
I wonder, since Gotham Knights was announced, relatively recent, if they maybe liked his original idea, but since he changed his mind on what he wants to do, they're taking the concept and doing their own thing with it.
On the CW?
Yeah.
We'll
I'm not saying it's going to be good, but
we'll see. Yeah.
I'll give it a try. You never know. That one's not going to be part of the Arrowverse either. So it's going to stand on its own.
It's all part of the Arrowverse. Arrowverse is the multiverse. Come on now.
Yeah, that's
literally.
Yeah.
Arrow literally created the new multiverse. So therefore, it's all Arrowverse. Go back and watch that damn crossover again. That last episode tells you he created all of it. Yeah.
So going back to Gotham.
Don't ignore me for that shit.
Like having Sean Pertwee as Alfred Pennyworth, like that alone sold me on trying this show because his dad is my favorite doctor from Doctor Who. And Sean, his acting, like, he's so good in so many things. And then you add in Donald Logue.
Oh yeah,
who,
as Bullock. Fuck yeah.
As an actor, I really loved beforehand, but he just encapsulates Bullock, which I believe Bullock is an original idea from the 90s cartoon, which is what got me into comics.
Wasn't he in the Tim Burton Batman movie though?
I don't know. I'll look that up real quick. But the characters, writer. No, I guess he's been around since '83. I don't know why I thought he was an original character, but maybe the personality was original and they adapted it to the comics. But because that has happened. I mean, they took Mr. Freeze. But he played the role so well.
Yeah.
And
he's a good one. I like Donald Logue in almost anything.
Yeah. Like he's in it. He's going to give it his all, and he does a great job with it.
Yeah.
The rise with Bruce, I could have honestly give her, left or, removed. Other than, Sean Pertwee. The fucking rise of Commissioner Gordon, though. Like, this is a crazy ass story.
Yeah.
And I still got 2 seasons to finish. Like, this is another one. Like, give it a try.
Yeah. I enjoyed the entire show of Gotham from start to finish. Like, I know a lot of people didn't like it in the first season because
it is more of like a procedural.
It's more of a procedural. It's more dealing with the gangs and stuff, like the mafia. And then you get to season 2 where you actually deal with some of the rogues gallery.
No, it leans into being a comic book property.
And then, but I mean, like the first season is like a comic book, like you dealt with the mafia groups that were in Gotham in like the Dark Knight stuff. So it was still all there.
The same actress who plays Renee Montoya in Gotham is back in Batwoman.
The same actress?
Yep, same character. Well, again, not the exact same. Kind of like the Trickster. It's nice that when they have someone who fits a role.
Yeah.
And they know they do. Kind of like J.K. Simmons.
Yeah. Yeah.
And J. Jonah Jameson.
The chick who plays, I forget her real name, but the one who plays Selena Kyle in Gotham looks so much like Michelle Pfeiffer, dude. I was like, this could be like the prequel to the Tim Burton movie.
Cameron Bikandova.
Yeah.
I'm so bad with names.
Cameron, what is her name?
Bikandova.
Sure, we'll go with that. Cameron Monaghan. Oh no, that's a dude. That's Cameron Monaghan is the guy who plays the I can't say because you're not there yet. So we'll just skip that.
All right.
And go on. You going?
Never mind.
What?
I saw what I thought was the guy who does Optimus Primal's voice, but it's not him. So similar name, wrong person.
Yeah.
But yeah, and like you really get a feel for what it's like to live in Gotham with this show, because this city's like, it's supposed to be a rundown, dangerous, dump, basically, unless you're one of the rich people who live, above it all.
The top tier guys, yeah.
Yeah. They really get that feel down.
Yeah. I really enjoy it. The only episode that I'm kind of like 50-50 on still is the season finale, or the series finale. Sorry, the very final episode. And when you get there, maybe we can have a conversation, see what you think about that. It doesn't have to be on air or anything, but that's the one I'm still 50-50 on. But the cast alone for this entire show, I love it. Robin Lord Taylor, who plays Penguin, or not Penguin. Penguin. Yeah, he plays
Penguin.
He's
great.
Awesome in this. And then you have, of course, I don't remember the guy's name who plays the Riddler, but I loved him.
Corey Michael Smith.
Yeah. But I really enjoyed the cast alone in that show. Like, put them in I don't understand why they're not in more shit right now.
I will say, I think the pilot for it's a bit much, but if you make it through that, you're in for a great ride.
Yeah. It's kind of like I tell people with like even like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., get past that first season if you really aren't into that style,
or even just the last half, because it picks up before the season ends.
Yeah. So if you get past a certain point, like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. got really good season 2. At least that's where everyone's finally got into it a little bit more. But a lot of people dropped off with season 1, and the same thing happened with Gotham. But I think a lot more people started picking it back up as I saw promo images of the actual Rogue Gallery and shit like that. So yeah, I really enjoy Gotham. That's like one of my tops for sure. So are we on number 4? 3. 3, Legends of Tomorrow. It's gotta be my number 3. This was the very, very first fucking Arrowverse, quote unquote, Arrowverse show I ever watched. When I broke my leg. For longtime viewers that know, I broke my leg and I sat down, and I was always told, check out Arrow, I never wanted to watch Arrow because when it first came out, all I saw were ads of fucking Stephen Amell with his shirt off. And I was like, this is not the show for me. I'm not, what the fuck?
Like, they didn't do it for you?
They didn't market that show right. Let's just say that. But then like everyone kept telling me, oh, you dig Legends of Tomorrow, shit like that, because I'm a big Trekkie and stuff, and I like weird stuff. And Legends of Tomorrow, that it was nice to get into that. I watched the first season of that. And for people who've heard this story before, I watched the first season of Legends of Tomorrow and then went back and started Arrow, Flash, and watched everything in order from then to get caught up. And I got caught up in like a few months of everything from like the beginning.
That's insane, because that was like 4 seasons of Arrow and 2 seasons of Flash.
Well, there was already, I think, 3 seasons of Legends of Tomorrow out too when I started doing it.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So there was a lot of shit out already. And I just like caught up in a short amount of time. I mean, I was laying on the couch all day. I was broken and shit. So I really enjoyed getting to know, like, so when you watch Legends of Tomorrow, if that's the first one you watch, you're introduced to all these characters that have been introduced beforehand. And then getting the chance to go back and watch those shows and be like, oh, that's that character from Legends, or, like Adam shows up and all that stuff. I'm like, damn, that's pretty cool. And I really enjoyed, I was able to enjoy the storytelling that CW was doing at the time by reverse engineering it, by watching something beforehand and going back and starting from anew. And it was a really cool moment for me. And I just really love what they've evolved Legends of Tomorrow into, as well, as it was like a time travel thing. And it's just evolved so much. It still has time travel in it, but it's super like meta. Like they understand what they're doing. And I think that's why the dumb works, as most people would say, the dumb in it. I think that's why it all works, because they know what they're doing, like what they're setting out to make. They're not just making some quippy little jokes like a Marvel movie would do randomly in the middle of a tense scene, you know, like they have it built into their infrastructure on this show. So I thought that was really cool. Yeah. I have to throw Marvel under the bus for that because they did that shit in Endgame several times with jokes where it just didn't work. I was like, why are we joking about Cheese Whiz when we're about to like maybe kill the entire planet or save the entire planet?
It's the last season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was basically an episode of, or a season of Legends.
Legends, yeah. Yep, definitely. And again, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is one of those shows too that once they got past a certain point, they realized what the fuck they were and what they were doing. And that's when they stopped like trying so hard to stay connected to the movies too, which was nice. And Legends, even though it's in the same universe as like Arrow and Flash and all that, it's like their own little universe. They don't care.
Oh yeah.
And they're always in a different time zone too, so they can play it off like that. So I really love it. And the actors, of course, and when you first get the show, you have Captain Cold in there, and I love him. I love that character so much. The way he portrays it, anyways. I never thought about him being like a cool character, pun intended, I guess, in the comics. So
for my number 3, I went with the 2019 Swamp Thing.
Okay.
Because, oh my God, for a canceled show, this one is one that I have to tell people they need to try.
I still haven't gotten to it.
Oh my God. It is so like, I have never been engrossed in something as quickly or as deep as I was with this show. It is the acting so good. The effects, for TV, it is higher than on a bar above most. And the story itself is really compelling. Yeah. And even some of the surprise, cameos and nods to other DC properties. It's like, I never expected anything I got from this show, and it was so good.
Is it in the same universe as any of the other HBO shows, or
no? They're all in their separate bubbles. Okay. And it's a damn shame
that they canceled it.
This show has not been continued yet. Yeah. And I hold out hope that it will in some form, maybe with the John Constantine, now that his character is off doing his own thing. And we're getting multiple versions of that character anyway with not Sandman, but maybe it is Sandman.
No, HBO Max is doing a movie.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I believe.
Oh, that's right. The Justice League Dark with J.J. Abrams' company, Bad Robot.
That's what it is.
Yeah, it's. Oh man, this is a character like this show. I know it's canceled. Mm-hmm. I know that really deters people, but please don't let it. You are depriving yourself of something really good. Yeah. And the more eyes we can get on it, the more they'll see, hey, maybe this is a viable option. Especially since the whole reason it got canceled was just like, it wasn't due to popularity. It wasn't due to views. It was like backstage paperwork, basically.
Yeah, didn't they lose like the soundstage that they built everything on, or the warehouse or whatever?
That I don't know.
I thought that's what one of the things was, because it was like so expensive to keep the sets and shit during like COVID or some shit.
Well, they filmed this way before COVID, but
but they had the studio still, and they were renting it for so long, and it cost.
I wouldn't be shocked if they gave that stuff up, but it's.
I also,
the whole reason it got canceled was because they expected a bigger tax rebate from the state of South Carolina, and it didn't happen. Some paperwork got fucked up, and basically they got screwed over by the state. I'm sorry, North Carolina.
Yeah.
So
went to Georgia. They get better tax credits for film.
Louisiana, go to the real swamp.
I do want to get to watching that. I was a big fan of the original Swamp Thing show from the 90s. And this one, when I saw ads for it and stuff, I was like, this is Swamp Thing for sure. Like the one from the 90s was more of like a romantic drama, as far as I recall. And it almost
and the movie was Wes Craven.
Yeah. And Wes Craven did one of the movies. There was like 2 or 3 movies for the original Swamp Thing. But I almost added that to my top 5 list here for the original Swamp Thing. It would have been after Flash, of course. So that would probably be like number 6. So, but yeah, Swamp Thing is one of those characters that I'm just like, you have this character and you never get to utilize, like Warner Brothers doesn't utilize him like they should or could in any capacity. Like he's their fucking Hulk, basically. Like you just can't, I know Marvel has like Man Thing, but still it's like their Swamp Thing is like their fucking Hulk, except I think he's more powerful even.
It's seeing some of the things I want to go back and because I've read some of the oh God, who's the angry Watchmen guy?
Rorschach?
No, the writer.
The writer of Watchmen. Oh, what's that guy's name? I always forget.
Shit. Alan Moore. I've been reading some of his Swamp Thing stuff, and it's real good.
Is he bitching about writing those too?
He bitches about everything, like literally everything. I don't know why he does things. He's unhappy with life.
The same reason I do things. Then I'm unhappy. All right. So we're on number 2 then.
Yep.
Awesome, man. That was a good pick. I will go back. I will go and watch that, but I'm also going to go back and rewatch the original shit too.
And being only 10 episodes long, it is a real good, like if you're in between shows and you want something to just, binge real quick.
Yeah.
It's a good pick.
And I do want to shout because you said it was a canceled show that, shouldn't have been. Another show that was canceled. It's not comic book related as far as I know of. But it was out in 2011 and I watched it and I really am pissed that they didn't continue it because it was really good. It's called Terra Nova. If anyone.
Oh, I remember that.
The shit with Stephen Lang in it. Yeah. That shit was awesome. It was a cool dinosaur, show in a way. It looked like the CG today would be like a sci-fi channel shit, but it was fucking awesome. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was a Spielberg production too.
Yeah. So I'm assuming they probably canceled it because of budgets, because of the CG and all that stuff. So we'll move along then to number 2. My number 2 is iZombie. And I fucking love this show.
Oh yeah.
It's probably one of my more favorite zombie related products out there. It's got comedy, it's got humor, it's got comedy, humor, it's got comedy, action, drama, and a lot of like what's a good word for it? A lot of like social commentary built within it as well. It's nothing like the comic book. I understand that.
Well,
I don't give a crap. Because as far as the show goes itself, I think it encapsulates a really good world that they build there. And I was really hoping that when they did Crisis on Infinite Earths, we would have gotten to see like just a picture of them like on another Earth or something, like we did with all the other like DC's comic book hero guys. But we didn't get that. But Rose McGowan is the main star of it, and I love her and everything that she does, even though she really doesn't do much except for like Hallmark stuff. She has a new show now called Ghosts, that she does, and that's pretty
Good.
cool. So, but her acting ability.
Oh
in
my
this
God, I didn't
show-
realize that was her.
Yeah, it's her. Yep.
That's
her,
insane.
her acting ability in iZombie, though, because every episode she gets to put on basically a different persona. It's one thing I like about one of the actors from Gotham that you'll see. I'm not sure if you've even met him yet or not. I don't remember what the first name is, but he plays a lot of different versions of a character in Gotham. And that's one thing I like about this is like she plays a lot of different personalities in this show to really show off her acting skills. And I really love it because any episode, any TV show can have an actor doing the same thing over and over again. And that's, after so long, it gets, okay, Joey's going to walk in and say something stupid and be like, hey, how you doing? Or some shit like that. But with this one, she was constantly different. But then you did have the other characters that were their still same selves. So you had somewhat of normalcy while also getting to see her portray different characters like gangsters and prima donnas and all types of different characters, like even like hillbilly character type things and shit like that. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. Have you watched it? I don't remember if you watched it.
I'm slowly crawling through the first season. I'm over halfway done. I'm enjoying the hell out of it. It is a real good show.
It's one of those shows too that like I think I've talked about it on here before. Buffy is like one of my favorite TV shows, along with like Dexter and some other shows. But this show reminds me of Buffy, like 100%. Like every season, there's another big bad. There's all these little stupid things happening throughout. The main character is female. She has her little group of people that she like her Scooby gang, like in Buffy. And I really think that if people like Buffy, they should be able to like this show as well. Because every time, like I've watched this iZombie, I've watched it completely through about 5 or 6 times. And one time I watched it all the way through with one of my kids. And I think I'm probably going to, it's coming back up to where I need to watch it again all the way through. So we'll see. It did end in 2019. So if that tells you how many times I've watched it in the last few.
Well, it's only got 71 episodes too, which is pretty short for a 5-season run.
Pretty short 5-season run. It started in 2015, I believe, and went to 2019. And then again with this one too, just like Gotham, it's that last episode that I'm just kind of like 50-50 on still with iZombie. So the season, it's the series finale, sorry. So but it's still a really good show. It's not like how people felt after watching Game of Thrones and they got to the last season and they were like, what the fuck? Now, the last season of iZombie does get a little bit more, how would I say it? So when they do their social commentaries, generally, it's more not cryptic, but it's not like right in your face. By the time you get to the last season, some of the commentary that's coming out is a lot more in your face. And to some people, that could be very annoying. But I think that we're a little further out from some of that stuff in reality right now, that it should be perfectly fine. So yeah, kind of like where Supergirl did the whole, make Earth human again or some shit like that. And I was just like, really?
I need to introduce my dad to this show because, it's from the creative mind of Rob Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I mean, it's based on a comic, but he helped get it going.
Yeah.
Bringing it to TV and adapting it in the way he did.
Yeah.
He's notable for Veronica Mars, which my dad loves. Which
this is again, it's a police procedural, just like, Veronica Mars kind of was, and shit like that. So yeah, it's.
Did you know it's actually thanks to The Walking Dead that we got iZombie?
Really?
Yeah, because originally, well, Rob wanted to do a different zombie show.
Uh-huh.
that The Walking Dead was too similar to. So they're like, yeah, no, tweak this a bit. So then he got the idea of approaching it from the iZombie comic.
Nice. Yeah. And I'm really glad too that they stayed away from all the elements in the comic, because I didn't need werewolves and all that stuff in here. So
Oh, you didn't want iVampire?
no.
Talk about a weird comic series.
But yeah, that's my number 2 is iZombie. I hope that you get through that one for sure. Because it's really cool to watch.
Mm.
Yeah. And Rose McGowan is like, sorry, Rose McGowan, the wrong actress. Rose McIver is just awesome in it. Yeah, Rose McGowan's the other chick from, what was it, Ready to Rumble and stuff like that. Do you remember Ready to Rumble?
I don't know if I've ever seen it.
The WCW one, really? I will rule you. That's like it's
Yeah, no, I've never seen this.
Oh, you would love it. You'd love it. Definitely check that out.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to put that on my list for sure.
Definitely check it out. It's an awesome one. We used to watch it all the time as kids.
Maybe that's what we should do one of these days. The wrestling movies.
Yeah, definitely, dude. All right, so you're number 2.
Titans. And purely because this last season.
Okay, I was about to
honest
say.
to God, that is the only reason this show is so high. The season 3 is so good. I am looking forward to season 4 more than majority of these other DC properties.
It's because of the first 2 seasons that this didn't even make it on my list, because I was just like, one season, but next season might just fucking suck.
Oh, if I did not have such a good time with this third one, this show would be nowhere near the top of my list.
Yeah,
for good reason.
Season 3 is definitely good, and I think we were talking to somebody in the Operation Babble Facebook group about just get through the first season at the very least, just to introduce you to characters. Second season is meh, but the third season is really good. And if you can make it to the third season, because I feel you need the character development to get to the third season to feel the impact of anything. Because without the first 2 seasons, you're not going to have any emotional attachment to the character and anything like that.
When I finished it, I was talking about it with some of my Facebook friends that I went to high school with, and they put it in a way that I don't think I can top. It's basically, the characters for season 1. Season 2, you start getting, some more of the developments that help make them more unique rather than just in name only, towards, what we want to see of these characters. And then season 3, it is we suffered through all that and we were rewarded. Yeah. We were so rewarded. And oh my God, it hits the ground running from the start.
I can say if this was a movie, you would have your first season's your beginning, second season's your middle grade, third season is your climax for sure. And because the climax is always the better part generally of a movie or anything that you climax in.
I knew it was going to go there. Yeah, it's like they don't mess around. Basically, season 3 is the story of Red Hood, and anyone who knows anything about that, like you kind of know the basics already, and they assume you know the basics because they just throw you into it.
Yeah, they just go right into it because
there's no mystery of who he is or anything else. It's this shit is happening. How do we fix it? And throw Scarecrow into the mix, who is my I'll say it. He's my all-time favorite rogue out of all superhero villains, and just
it's I will admit the third season is really good. I did like that they didn't bullshit around like anything because they're short seasons too. So wasting our time with it wouldn't have helped. They do really dive in, making it so, hey, you guys should already know this story because we've done like 20 fucking animated movies about it.
Yeah.
We have how many different comic books? I'm sure we put it in other things too. So the video game, all that stuff. And yeah, so I was really glad that they didn't pussyfoot around it and try and drag it out and wait till the final episode or some crap like that.
And they gave everyone stuff to do this season too. Like everyone had stuff going on, and it was nice because people weren't sidelined like Gar was in season 2.
Yeah.
Just, oh man, it's hard for me to recommend you go watch season 1 because it is a terrible ass season.
Horrible, man.
But this season 3, it's just, it blew my mind. It went way past my expectations for any DC show.
And for any, oh yeah, go on, dude. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
I could just ramble on.
I was gonna say, for anyone who does like who saw the first ad for this show ever with the whole "Ooh, fuck Batman" thing, that stuff drops away by the second season. Like, it's only super dark and gritty for the first season. And I think they did it specifically because they thought that's what people wanted and realized, oh no, this is shit. In retrospect,
especially that finale,
retrospectively, like looking back and everything, like it works because they're dealing with a demon, I guess, or the devil or whatever you want to call it. What?
I'll just, you know what? I don't even care. I'll spoil it. Season 1, the ending fucking sucks. The first episode of season 2 is the finale to season 1. I don't know why it was cut off. It was a stupid decision and it pisses me off. But if you can get past that, starting from episode 2 onward, you start getting like the actual superhero feel of the show.
Yeah.
The characters and you know, the introduction of Crypto, which any kind of superpowered dog I'm going to love. Like fucking team him up with Lockjaw. I know they're different companies. I don't care.
Lockjaw. Poor Lockjaw. He got screwed over. Put in a bad show.
Yeah. So you know, that is one that I was actually shocked while thinking about this. It shocked me, but I'm like, I can't wait. Like, I cannot put this just low on my list because I am so excited for where this is going.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my number 2.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, all right. So my number 1 is Gotham, which we've already somewhat discussed, you know, it in depth a little bit, but yeah, it's Gotham for my number 1. I fell in love with the show when I watched it. And I really liked watching a Batman product without Batman, if that makes sense. Like,
yeah,
like it was just nice to watch a Batman product grow and you see these characters develop before there is a Batman. And everyone always forgets too, a lot of Batman's rogues are older than him. Like there's a lot of them are older people. They've just been doing stuff throughout their lives. Now, have they all been changed already before he becomes Batman? No, not in the comics anyways. But this one did it really nice, a nice way of showing the changes and stuff like that with all the characters. And I think it's the first time, I can't say it because you haven't watched it. But there's a character that they do for the first time, and he's the proper ethnicity, let's say. And you probably know what I'm talking about now. So
I'm all for getting new adaptations to characters we've never seen. Any show that can do that just gets big thumbs up from me.
Well, there's one character that they always fuck up. Oh, I guess they don't always fuck him up, but every time I've seen him in like live action, I'm like, why is he not? It's like it's a big part of his actual character background, you know. And I'm always so annoyed that they don't dive into it. And I've posted shit on Facebook and everything all the time, about it too. Whenever like we're mentioning like a Batman thing, like who should be Batman's rogue in this movie? I'm like, this character, but make him his fucking race that he's supposed to be, because it's a part of his character.
Talking about race?
No, I'm talking about Bane.
Oh,
fucking make.
Oh,
Bane.
yeah. Because he's
yeah, he's supposed to be Latino.
Yeah.
He's a luchador, for Pete's sake. Like, what the fuck are we doing, guys? Sorry.
No, that's understandable. Bane is awesome.
But yeah, like I'll say it, they touch on him a little bit in Gotham, nothing major, I'll say, but they at least make him a Latino guy, which was nice. They don't make him a luchador, of course. And I really feel like the Batman with Robert Pattinson, Robat, would be able to work that in very well as him being a luchador.
Having not even seen the movie, I feel like this is the tone of the trailers and stuff. Mm-hmm. It would be a good one to have Bane.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Bane is a legitimate threat. That's what people like. We kind of saw his cunningness in Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah.
Even though he was like a puppet.
Yeah.
Like he's the only one to actually take Batman out of commission.
I don't remember what it was, but I always thought this would be really cool to see live action. It was an animated show. I don't remember if it was a show or movie, but he's Bane is not in his big form. He's just mowing Bruce Wayne's lawn, and Bruce Wayne comes out in the yard and he fucking like hits his chest and he grows all into Bane, and he fucking just beats the shit out of him, buries him in something in like the ground or some shit. I was like, what the fuck? That just happened. It was like an actual DC product too. I don't remember what it was, but he was like one of Bruce Wayne's like little yard guys or some shit. And then he turns into Bane because apparently he knew who the fuck Batman was in that one. See if you can find that, because that would be interesting. I don't recall what it was in, show or movie or something, but it was animated for sure. I know that. You're like, what?
Yeah, I have no memory of this one, but
let's see here. Yeah, I don't recall.
I've seen pretty much all of the animated Batman shows, but my memory is such dog shit nowadays.
This is the thing, is like I remember these things, but then I always forget where I saw them, you know?
Are you sure it wasn't a YouTube video?
No, it wasn't. It was in the movie because I watched it on TV. I don't watch YouTube on TV. But yeah, like with the world that we have built with the Matt Reeves Batman. Ooh, shit. Sorry. I do feel that Bane would be a cool aspect to have in that world. Also, if we're actually jumping, like time jumping to the next movie, fucking have him break Batman's back. Oh, well, I guess we already did that, but still.
You just want to see Azure.
What?
You just want to see Azure. How do you pronounce it?
I have no idea what you're trying to say. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll figure that out, and maybe if I can find the link to a little clip of that video, I'll post it in the description by the time this comes out. So yeah, number one was Gotham for me. I just love it overall.
Azrael. Oh my God! Why did I
Azrael.
not say that right?
Yeah,
I was way off.
When he's in the armor and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The guy who was too good at being Batman.
Yeah.
All right. So
yeah. So what's your number one, man?
Legends.
Okay.
Legends has my number one, and I honestly doubt it will ever be toppled. I didn't say a whole lot when you brought it up, but this show, like, how do I put this? We talked about how it leans into what it is, but it not only does that, it takes tropes from all kinds of different genres and basically makes fun of them at the same time. We've had, seasons of horror type things. We've had Western, like we just got the one I just finished. They're dealing with old America type stuff. Like J. Edgar Hoover and things. And meeting notable, we met George Lucas through this show. You remember that?
Yeah, they do George Lucas. They have Barack Obama.
All
of them, man.
And I love the rotating cast because you get a sense of all of the characters. Like you love all of them, but at the same time, when they step away, it always feels like it's time for them to go off on their own. Like none of them ever overstay their welcome.
Yeah. They did a thing in one of the episodes too with a specific character it was Jack the Ripper. They did something with Jack the Ripper in one of the recent seasons. They had him show up. I thought it would have been really cool for them to have his face blurred out because no one knows what Jack the Ripper looks like.
Yeah.
And that would have fit like their narrative of how the show works too. I thought that would have been really cool to do. But yeah, they do so many different ones. They did what's the guy? You can continue talking. I'll remember it. I'm gonna look it.
It's also it's one of the way it's turned out. It's also become kind of educational in a way.
Yeah.
Like Tolkien. I never knew that he actually served in World War I and suffered from massive PTSD. Like that educated me. And we've seen
the history lessons of people and events in that show are fucking awesome. The one I was thinking about was they did the Son of Sam's dog, the demon dog.
Oh yeah.
I was really shocked that they did that reference. Yeah.
But it's one of the things that I loved about early Doctor Who. That show started off as an educational show before they dropped the pure historic thing. And obviously, legends, they're going to exaggerate. There's going to be stuff that's it didn't actually happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it gets me interested in a lot of things. You mean especially since I do love some history stuff to actually go and look at, like during World War II when we had women working in factories and stuff. But not only that, I didn't know that some of the factories actually integrated and did away with the segregation that they had. I never knew that.
They wanted to put them all together closer so they could do more work more proficiently. Yeah.
Like there's just so much that this show brings. The family aspect of the team as well. Like you kind of get a sitcom type feel from them in a way.
And you did say too, like, it's not historically accurate everything. But what it does do is it gets people to ask questions, and then they can go to their little computer or actually look in a history book or something and find out these different things, because it might tweak somebody's imagination to want to get into history. Even they're looking at this and like, oh, history's fun, man. Like this chick was out cutting people's heads off. What can I, who was this chick? Like, you know, and there's real stuff from history too. Like some of these things are like legit things. Like they'll put in real information. They you know, make things seem a little more hyperbolic at times, but other than that, you know, there's a lot of real stuff in it. And then there's a lot of like, you know, let's just make some shit up. Why not? You know,
what other show can you see a giant stuffed Furby go toe to toe with a demon?
Furby, fuck you and your Furby, man. Bebo is not a Furby, and I want close them
for people who haven't seen the show. I guarantee they've seen a Furby.
They need to manufacture Bebos because I want Bebo stuff. They're stupid for not doing it, man.
Yeah, I'm holding out hope as well that you know, we get a season renewal because this is a show that we haven't heard anything about. And I know its ratings have really gone down, which is such a shame because the show to me just continues to get better and better and better.
You would think people would want to watch this show more so because it has more comedy to it. It's not so high strung, and it can take you, this show can literally take you away from the events and shit that are going on in reality.
Yeah, and it has no problem making fun of itself either, which is nice.
And I think people forget that though when they watch stuff, dude. Like they always forget you're supposed to watch this to get out of this world. Like I don't want to watch everything that's going on in my world already. I already see it already enough. Like give me a show like Legends and shit like that. Let me see. Take me away. Just take me away, please. So yeah.
And even when you deal with that, because you know, they travel through time, so they obviously go back to some parts of our country where we have historically not been great to people who were not white, and so
or male.
Yeah, and they touch on that stuff, and it's you know, or gay, because I mean, hell, their captain, she's in a relationship with another woman.
A clone.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out what part of the team she is, but she's kind of just a team member now. She used to be like
first mate. I thought she was first mate or first.
Yeah.
And
I guess she would take over that role after Ray left.
Because when she leaves, she becomes captain. She always takes over.
Yeah. What is that? XO or whatever? It don't matter.
Confusing me, man. Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, the ratings have actually gone up compared to last season, so we're just waiting to see how it's finished out. I'm sure because this show could keep going. Like it doesn't. With some of these characters like the Flash, which we know we're getting a season 9, you kind of wonder like how much more can you do? But it has a rotating cast.
Yeah.
Like it's constantly like every season somebody walks out and someone else walks in and it keeps refreshing it.
Yeah. When you start getting, when you realize there's not much more we're going to do with this specific character, they're like, all right, let's get this character. And with shows ending too, like Supergirl and stuff like that, it's like, shit, we could get Martian Manhunter on here for like a season if we wanted, you know? And
he's off world.
Of course he is, because he's a dick. But these are also shorter seasons too. They're like 13 episodes, I believe, whereas all the other CW shows are like 20 something.
Yeah, the longest any of these have gone is 18 and the shortest is 13. So
yeah, for Legends.
Yeah.
So and I mean they should be able to get like what was the Oliver's daughter's name? I forget.
Murray.
I don't remember. But like the new Green Arrow, basically, like they could get her on there. Shit, like because she's not getting her own show now. Like they canned that shit. or bring in any of the girls that were going into that show, or guys or whatever, because there was several other characters that were supposed to be in there. Mia, yeah. So get some of them on there,
Yeah, we need a continuation of her brother got kidnapped at the end of Arrow, because why would we want a finale to a series when we can do a backdoor pilot for a show that may not even happen?
And it makes sense for them to do it too through Legends, because it's time travel.
Yeah.
They can get there. They can do all that shit. I mean, that's literally how not Sarah, who's Diana Lance got there. Dina, or it's her clone, or not her clone, it's like the alternate version of her. Diana Lance.
Are you talking about the Earth 2 version?
Yeah.
She kind of came through because of the Flash, not really Legends.
No. I mean, she went to the future because of Legends.
Oh, shoot. I don't even remember.
Yeah. That's how she got there. Or she had a bracelet or some shit. But she went to the future because I thought Sarah dropped her off.
They might. My memory is so bad as of late. Like, it's not even funny. I need to rewatch. I actually have been thinking about restarting all of the Arrowverse from
scratch, from beginning.
Season 1 at Arrow, just to get a refresher, because the show has been, we're on 11 years now that this series has been going. There's so much.
I'm only on 3 years. But yeah,
it started in 2011, right?
I have no idea when this shit started. I just had no interest in it because all I saw was just Stephen Amell with his shirt off. And I was like, oh, it's another one of those shirts. And I think it was around the time when Twilight was ending too. So I was just like, oh, it's just that shit. What?
Oh, no, it started in 2012. So it's 10 years old. This year, 10th anniversary. I hope they do something in October.
You think that's when they should have done Crisis on Infinite Earths?
Well, if Flash keeps getting renewed, we could have just done it in 2024 like they wanted or originally had.
Everything changes. Yeah. So I think those are good top fives. I mean, some of ours are in each other's lists too, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see if there's somebody or another list here. People keep calling me today, man.
Busy guy.
Apparently. So let's see here. I'm trying to read through some of the shows that are still ongoing. Where's the ongoing?
Naomi. Now that I'm done with 2021, I'm looking forward to starting Peacemaker and Superman and Lois season 2. Superman and Lois, phenomenal show. Honorary mention.
I almost put Watchmen on my list, but then I realized I didn't. It's not like one of my favorites.
I still have to check that out, and I also have Pennyworth that I picked up. I need to check out.
Now that they finally put Pennyworth on HBO Max, we can watch it.
Well, I bought it before they put it on there, but
okay. And then there's Krypton. I have yet to watch that as well. It only got 2.
I loved season 1. I still need to watch season 2, which they introduced Lobo, and who doesn't love Lobo?
He's supposed to get his own show, insane. And then they canceled that. It's like, why wouldn't you do a Lobo show? What the hell is wrong with you guys? Like, why the fuck wouldn't you? Come on, Warner Brothers. Someone send this to Warner Brothers and tell them I'll do the Lobo show. I'd not act in it, but I'll, give me the money and I'll take care of it. $3 million an episode. We should be able to do that. Lobo for $3 million an episode. Yeah, sounds about right.
Out of the 3 that have ended so far, though, Supergirl, I think, has the best ending, because Arrow, they botched. Black Lightning, I barely remember, which means it was just an okay. It wasn't even bad enough to be memorable.
See, Arrow, they fucked over because they were trying too hard to set up another show, and they shouldn't have done that.
They should, unless you had like the approval to do it right there and then, they shouldn't have done that.
Well, not only that, this is your flagship show ending, like the show that started it all.
Yeah.
Let the fans just enjoy it ending.
And I think they learned from that with Black Lightning too, because its final season, they were prepared to do a spinoff with a certain character. They did an episode that was kind of setting up that show, but it wasn't the finale, and it worked so much better.
Well, they did that that's how Arrow did it. Arrow did the one show, and then they came back and did the finale of Arrow, but it was just, you wasted like our time with 2 episodes of shit.
The finale of Arrow was Crisis. Everything that came after was set up for a show that they didn't even know they could make yet.
Yeah. Well, no, because the finale of Arrow, we also get to see Oliver up in the tower in his own like universe. I don't understand where the fuck he's at, but okay.
He's the Spectre now, so he can come back whenever he wants.
Pretty much.
You know, even though that he's asked to come back and they have not let him.
I got a question though. How does the Monitor, he's in the future in a universe that doesn't exist because he died before?
Oh, you get, I don't want to go into the Monitor in the comment.
No, we're just talking the show. Like,
I know, but the only explanation I have is based on the source material, and we go from one Monitor to fucking a Monitor for every universe. It's insane.
All right. Anything else on DC TV?
I'm just excited to finally check out Naomi and Peacemaker. I'm a bit worried since I didn't care for the Suicide Squad that much, but I'm hopeful.
I enjoyed the Peacemaker show. It's only 8 episodes, but I also don't like that they try to make me enjoy Peacemaker, like the character, after what he does in the Suicide Squad movie, which pissed me off. So sorry, James Gunn, as you can't, he can't be redeemed that fast.
I want a redemption for Peacemaker after that. He was the only thing I really enjoyed. And the only time I thought John Cena put on an actual performance.
They don't do a good redemption for him, though. I think they just kind of like brush it over. You know what I mean? With a few flashbacks they give. And that's about it.
So that makes me think it's not like we're seeing it from the perspective of him being redeemed, but actually it's just him doing his job.
Yeah,
because we kind of get let's be honest, the worst redemption story we've seen is U.S. Agent.
Yeah. Well, they really didn't try to redeem him. They just tried.
They just fucking, he's good now.
he might be good now. His mind's cleared up. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? And we're in that time frame too, where it's like, and I'm all for redemption. Like, you do something bad, you can be redeemed for it. I get it.
Oh yeah,
I'm not fucking retarded. That's how the world should be. But we're also in this point in time where it's like, then there's no actual villains. You know what I mean? I mean, everybody who agrees with freaking Thanos is like, was he bad?
Thanos was right.
Was he good? Like, it's hard to, once you get to that point in our movies, anyways, especially comic book stuff where we've had a designated bad guy, designated good guy. Once we start showing more of this, and they do it in the comics too, they kind of try and humanize the villains a little bit more. But to a certain point, it's like, so there's no bad person ever? Nothing's ever evil? There's no evil ever?
Yeah, this goes into a wider discussion of why we can't just have bad people.
Oh no, I understand. Like, I always tell, like, when things are brought up about like war and stuff like that, I'm always like, well, it just depends on which side you're on. how you're going to view each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're getting into morality and ethics, and I hate that. I hate that. But that's kind of what I think it might be happening with Peacemaker is we're getting his perspective, whereas maybe he's not being as redeemed as it portrays. I don't know. I haven't seen it. This is just my, thoughts beforehand.
Yeah. Wait. Oh, okay.
Okay.
I forgot
something.
No, I was looking at the shows on here because we have the Green Lantern show coming up.
Yeah, who knows when that's going to happen?
The Untitled Arkham series is coming up, and the Penguin series is coming up.
Allegedly.
Both in continuity with the Batman. And then there's DC Superhero High. The fuck is that?
I think that's a cartoon.
Okay. DC's Strange Adventures anthology series. So that's
shit! I forgot about Strange Adventures.
Is that like a what if then?
It's kind of if they do it how they're supposed to. Oh fuck no! This is actually a new show. HBO Max announces DC Superhero High. When was this announced? 2019. How did I miss it? It's going to be a comedy. Younger versions, they're taking inspiration from Tiny Toon Adventures.
Oh god. All right.
That still sounds like it's going to be a cartoon to me, but
yeah. All right. Well, anyways, let me clear some things up real quick. Oh, go on.
Right. I was going to say Strange Adventures. They could just be, one-off these mysterious characters. Like maybe we'll see more of Swamp Thing or Blue Devil or some other like obscure, character.
Yeah. It doesn't say like if it's in continuity with anything else. It's just an anthology series. So
if it's on Max, they seem to be keeping all their shows separate.
But does anthology series, does it mean every episode's different or every season is going to be different?
That's a good question. Is it going to be like a
Tales from the Crypt type thing or like an American Horror Story thing? Where
American Horror Story was what I was thinking.
American Horror Stories every season, Tales from the Crypt was every episode. So yeah. Okay. To clear things up real quick, because it probably sounded bad coming from me. I understand. Yes, bad people can be redeemed. I'm not stupid. And I don't disagree with it. I don't disagree with it either, but I think that with how fast they try to redeem Peacemaker, I didn't agree with that. Although the show is fun. It's a fun, good show. But I still hate him because he killed my dude. So fuck him. You can't kill him. Can't kill my man.
They're making a Madame Xanadu show? Xanadu?
Are they?
Yeah.
Also, The Boys is a DC product. I didn't know that, but I still wouldn't have put that in my top.
Well, it used to be. I think it's over at Dynamite now or something like that.
I think it's still done by DC, though. DC does not own media adaptation or publishing rights after they were reverted to creators renewed for a third season. Oh, Sony. Sony does it. Produced by Sony Television. Okay. Anyways, I don't have anything else on DC TV. There's just a lot of shit coming out, dude. And yeah.
They're doing the Dead Boy Detectives.
Dead Boy Detectives. Is it gonna be live action?
Yeah.
HBO only?
Yeah, HBO Max. And then we got some show called Justice U, which is going to be part of the Arrowverse.
Is that gonna be like them training people?
David Ramsey is confirmed for it.
Yeah, he's going to be training people. That's what it's going to be, isn't it?
Okay. So like upcoming heroes, that could be fun.
I mean, they need to use the fucking Justice Hall that they, showed and never did anything with. And what about the Wonder Twins? Like they teased the freaking
The monkey.
the monkey. Yeah, I forget his name, but they teased that, and they are doing a Wonder Twins, aren't they, for HBO Max? Didn't we figure that out?
Yeah, I think that was. Is it Gleek?
Gleek, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I think they did announce that they're developing a Wonder Twins movie for HBO Max, but we'll see if it actually gets made because they announced so many things.
I hope so, because the Wonder Twins TV show. Why not, dude? Why not? Tell me why not. You gotta tell me, because I know you don't think so.
I'm skeptical, but I guess it just comes from me not knowing enough about their characters other than from Super Friends, and I just don't think there's enough there.
Maybe it'll lead into a Super Friends show. You introduce each character in their own movie and then give them a big show together.
Oh, you mean what they should have done with Justice League?
Yes, exactly what they should have done. But this will be more family-friendly content for HBO Max too, if they do it right. Anyway,
yeah.
Don't try and make the Wonder Twins dark and demonic.
I'm more excited for their HBO Max movies than I am for the ones coming to theaters. Honestly, like Batwoman, can't wait for. Blue Beetle, so excited! I cannot wait for that.
I want to see a Blue Beetle, and the Flash. I don't think we're seeing that for a long time.
Oh yeah, he's in jail.
Ezra needs to just stop. I don't think he's in jail anymore, but he has only got like a $500 bond. I was like,
Ezra he's got. You know what? I feel bad for the Fantastic Beast producer who had to fire Johnny Depp over allegations of violence, and yet we have this movie coming out literally in a week or two.
Yeah, just
after the guy who's still in it has yet another violence allegation.
Yeah. And it's like, are we really going to, I hope they get a lot of backlash. I'm sorry for the studio, but I hope you get a lot of backlash for that, because this is just another incident, with this actor. And yet we're going to be okay with him being basically the star of two of their big movies coming out, like The Flash and this Fantastic Beast movie. He's one of the main characters, not the star. He's one of the leads in the Fantastic Beasts, but he is the lead in The Flash. So I'm like, you guys have this guy, but yeah, y'all fired Johnny Depp because of, shit that wasn't. It's just allegations, and I get it, and whatever you have to do to make the audience feel fine. But what about the chick who has actual proof of her saying, no one's going to fucking believe you if I cut your fucking finger off and shit on your bed? And sorry, if you haven't heard, you Amber heard that. So
yeah, there's a lot of problems with some of the DC actors right now.
Well, I mean, yeah, definitely. Look what happened to Deadshot. He wanted to go back and do some shit as Deadshot too.
Yeah, he wanted to be part of the Justice League. No.
Oh, if they were smart and cocky, yeah, I'm not even gonna. Well, just not. I'll just stop it there. But Warner Brothers, you guys need to fix your shit. Because if you just keep firing certain people and not like other people too, it looks like really bad. And that's all I have to say, because I don't want people to get fired regardless. Like what Ezra did, yeah, I don't give a fuck, honestly, personally. But if you're going to fire other people for actions as well, you need to think about moving forward with other people too. You can't just pick and choose which actors and which events you're going to decide on that you're going to be okay with. And it sucks too, because I was getting behind Ezra for calling out the KKK. And then he goes and does some more dumb shit. So
Yeah. Calling out racist, always a good thing. Doesn't mean the person's a good person.
Nope.
It's the one thing we can all agree on.
Yeah. Always. Racist and bigots bad. But if you go and attack people, you're bad too, sir. Or
yeah.
I don't remember what his pronouns are. Their pronouns are. Is it they? They, them?
Yeah, it's they.
Ezra? Okay. Yeah. I just keep saying this. I'll just say Ezra.
It's, the news of it came out and it was so buried with everything else, the lockdowns and stuff.
Yeah.
Hardly anyone even knows it happened.
Of the bar incident?
No, the Ezra, his deciding to
his pronoun change and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Or
what's the term?
Pronoun change? I don't know what you're talking about. Honestly,
there's a term. My brain's not working.
I didn't know there was a term. I was gonna say, if anything, Ezra's lucky because of the Oscar shit kind of blindsided all the news reports talking about.
They seem to get lucky a lot.
Yeah. Very lucky. And I remember last time the choke thing that happened with the fan happened around April Fool's. And as soon as I saw this report, I was like, it's about a week before April Fool's Day, so they can't play that off this time. You're just not doing it. But yeah, again, I just have to reiterate, if the studios are going to be like that towards one person, be like that towards all of them.
Yeah, it's a similar criticism that I had with Disney way back when all that stuff happened. You need to have guidelines that everyone has to follow.
Yeah.
Whether you agree with what they're doing or not, you need to have these guidelines.
And
flat
also,
out.
Also, studios may not want to just fire people over a tweet that was said 10 years ago or 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Because
knee-jerk reactions to loudmouths who aren't even the majority.
Yeah. No one actually gives a crap what someone said 10 years ago, honestly, too. Because, hopefully
unless they're confessing to a murder, then probably look into that.
Even then, people don't. I mean, there's murderers that walk the streets that confess. They don't give a crap. They let them out.
That's why I'm saying we should probably look into those.
But moving forward, let's just not take, a tweet and ruin someone's life because of it. At the same time, be careful what you put out there publicly because someone will try to ruin you for it. And yeah, I think that's my PSA. Just be careful what you put on the fucking internet. I'm going to get canceled for this episode.
I doubt that.
To get canceled, you have to be somebody. In 20 years.
No, if you are somebody, you don't get canceled. Didn't you watch the Grammys?
No, I actually didn't. I watched everything afterwards so I could watch the shit I wanted to see and not the stupid drama.
I just avoid award shows unless it's the video game awards, which Jeff Keighley, amazing job.
Do we have any other awards coming up or anything like that this year? I don't think so. Well, yeah, later.
Not until the fall, I think, right?
Yeah, because I think we'll have People Choice or Kids Choice and all that shit stuff.
Yeah, the VMAs.
Yeah.
I want to say, I think the comic book awards are in the summer, but I'm not 100%. I think they coincide with
San Diego
Comic-Con.
Yeah.
But I'm not 100%.
Okay. All right.
So.
Well, anything else to add, dude?
Not off the top of my head.
Awesome. With that said, guys, we hope you enjoyed the show. Again, if you want to email us, you can email us at operationbabble@outlook.com. If you want to text Tivis, you can text Tivis at
Jim Carrey's retiring. We should mention that.
Jim Carrey's retiring?
Yeah, he says after Sonic 2, he's retiring from acting. He says he's done enough.
So we're not getting Sonic 3. He's probably tired of fucking Hollywood after the Oscar shit. Which a lot of celebrities have come out and saying, Hollywood's bullshit reaction is ridiculous. So yeah, that's sad because I love Jim Carrey. He's like one of my favorite actors as a kid and stuff.
Yeah.
Another actor who is retiring as well is Bruce Willis. We do have to mention that. I forgot to mention that on the top of the show. Bruce Willis is retiring for I can't pronounce it. It's what is it called?
Oh.
Do you remember?
Starts with an A.
F for yeah. I don't remember. I'm sorry. Aphasia, yeah. Aphasia, whatever
something
it is.
Like that.
Yeah, so he's retiring for that because it's going to be harder to memorize or speak and things like that. So
yeah, and
he's given
knowing
us
this after the fact and how much I've made fun of him for being what appeared to be a lazy actor.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of feel bad about that now. I hope the guy, wish him all the best.
Yeah. Well, good. You should feel bad, asshole. Yeah, no, I love Bruce Willis as an actor. I've watched a lot of stuff, and he does a lot of underground, not underground, like independent shit too, like lower budget stuff. The last big budget film that he really did was Split. So I'm glad he got to close that trilogy out, which was nice as well. And oh,
you mean Glass?
No. Yes, Glass. Sorry, Glass was the third one. Yeah. And then he does have 10 other movies that are like in post-production or something like that too. So we'll still be seeing him somewhere. I'm sure him retiring is going to help those movies be seen by more people than would normally see like the lower movies.
And if you're overseas, you will probably still see his face because he licensed out his likeness for commercials.
Nice. Yeah. Awesome. Well, yeah. Thank you, Bruce Willis, for all the years of cinema that you've given us to watch and enjoy. And thank you, Jim Carrey, apparently, too. If you are retiring, thank you, dude, because so many laughs. Ace Ventura, fucking loved it growing up, dude. And yeah, so that sucks to see a lot of our actors growing, retiring, actually retiring. Like a lot of times actors don't necessarily retire. We're just getting old that the ones we grew up on are just like, all right, we're done. So,
yeah. And another thing about Bruce is incredible guy to just go along with how many, there was a Razzie Award dedicated to just him.
Yeah.
And he never said a word.
Yeah. I am curious to hear what some other people's thoughts are that have had confrontation with him. I'm going to be listening to their podcast probably this weekend, see if they talked about that. Hopefully they're not all just talking about the stupid Oscar stuff. So who knows anymore. But yeah, thank you guys, both of you guys, for so much enjoyment and entertainment. And I definitely will be going to see Sonic 2 in theaters. I'll be taking my kids to see that as well.
Oh, I can't wait.
Does that come out this weekend, correct?
Yep.
Okay, sweet. So yeah, we'll be seeing Sonic 2. I'll probably watch that before Morbius for sure.
And iCarly season 2 is this Friday as well.
Awesome. So if you're iCarly fans, check it out. We're grown men. We watch iCarly, but hey, it's a grown show. It's kind of more like a How I Met Your Mother now, almost.
Yeah.
Just a little. It still keeps the humor of the Nickelodeon show, which is nice because I think if you're going to reboot, I guess, or bring back a show, that's the best way to do it. Bring back. Yeah. I know. I'm just talking out my ass right now. All right. So with that said, Tivis, my man, how'd you enjoy today's show?
I liked it.
Awesome. With that said, guys, I am going to, let's see here, quote Carmine Falcone from Gotham season 1, the pilot episode. Here we go. Of course, I'm a businessman. You can't have organized crime without law and order. I love this city and I see it going to hell, but I won't let it fall apart without a fight. Awesome. Thank you guys. Have a great day. Peace.
Later.
You just finished another great episode of Operation Babble. You can catch every episode of Operation Babble on all your audio streaming services, including SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Radio Public, and more. Don't forget to like us on Facebook at facebook.com/Operation Babble and join the conversation today by searching for the Operation Babble group on Facebook. Links also in the description. Thanks and have a great day.